How to prevent alcohol addiction relapse. There is a reason why former alcohol abusers are called recovering alcoholics, not recovered. About 80 to 90% of people who are treated for alcoholism relapse at some point. Preventing relapse is an active, daily battle that requires planning, dedication, and a lot of assistance. Make the changes and get the help you need, and you can keep recovering one day at a time. Part 1: Limiting exposure to triggers. 1. Don't fall into old traps. When you decide to give up alcohol, you also decide to give up parts of your life. One of the strongest triggers for alcohol relapse is returning to situations that you associate both with pleasure and with alcohol consumption. No matter how long it's been since your last drink, it can be very easy to fall back into old habits. Does this mean you have to stop going to nightclubs or tailgate parties altogether? Perhaps, depending on your individual circumstances. You have to be strong enough to cut out certain places, activities, and people in order to maintain your advantage against relapse. 2. Learn to manage emotional triggers. If you used to drink when you were sad, or happy, or stressed out, or bored, you may be especially tempted to drink whenever you experience those emotions again. You can't avoid or ignore your feelings, but you can learn to manage them. Many recovering addicts find undergoing cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, with a trained professional to be helpful. CBT can teach you tools to handle emotional triggers. For example, in CBT you might learn how to identify signs that you are at risk of a relapse and develop a protocol for these situations, such as calling your therapist. 3. Avoid consuming any amount of alcohol. Many relapses have begun with the person thinking or saying, "Oh, one little drink won't hurt me." No matter how long it has been or how little you take in, consuming alcohol in any amount puts you at significant risk for relapse. If you have a friend or loved one who is recovering from alcohol abuse, one of the classic signs of an impending, or ongoing, relapse is if he or she says that drinking just a little bit or only every once in a while is okay because things are under control. Some people find that medications help to reduce the urge to consume any amount of alcohol. Some drugs, such as naltrexone, strictly help reduce cravings, while others, like disulfiram, make you feel physically ill if you consume alcohol even in small amounts. 4. Contain slip-ups before they become relapses. No recovering addict has a perfect record of sobriety. But relapse is a process just as is recovery, and the process can be halted before it goes too far. A slip-up is not a failure, it is a challenge. Don't give up and give in, instead, get to work. Seek out your support network immediately. Call your therapist. Talk to your sponsor or a trusted friend. Go to an AA meeting. The sooner you accept what has happened and respond to it in a constructive manner, the better your chances of warding off a looming relapse. Part 2: Making positive changes. 1. Keep yourself occupied. No matter what you think of the old adage idle hands are the devil's playthings, there can be no doubt that boredom can foster a powerful urge to have a drink. Instead of sitting around and obsessing over what you'd like to have but know you shouldn't, get up, get moving, and keep your mind and body too busy to notice such passing urges. Create a regimented daily schedule full of healthy forms of mental and physical stimulation. Go for a run. Join a book club. Learn to play piano. Call your mother. Leave as little unaccounted free time as possible. 2. Replace alcohol with positive addictions. For abusers of alcohol, drinking can provide a way to pass the time and temporarily mask disappointments or sorrows. When you quit drinking, something needs to fill that void, or the lure of a relapse will be hard to ignore. Make sure your replacement is a positive choice, though. Positive addictions may seem like an oxymoron, but what is meant by the term is finding beneficial habits to replace the time and function of negative compulsions. You could focus your energies on getting in shape, doing charitable work, fixing up your house, learning to play guitar, or any number of other alternatives to picking up a bottle. 3. Live healthy so you can fend off temptations. The worse you feel, emotionally and/or physically, the easier it is to descend into relapse. When you are rested, relaxed, energetic, and have a positive attitude, you will have greater willpower and less reasons to rationalize taking a drink. By practicing self-care, you will improve your health, your mood, and your ability to remain sober. Work on getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, improving your diet, cutting out other bad habits like smoking, and using meditation or other relaxation techniques. Talk to your doctor, therapist, and other members of your addiction recovery team for advice. 4. Envision each relapse temptation to its bitter end. When you're working hard every day to stay sober, it's easy to be tempted by memories or clouded visions of the joys of drinking. You might see yourself laughing at the bar, getting ready for the big game at the tailgate, or just relaxing in your patio lounge chair. Remind yourself, however, that this is only a small snippet of the bigger picture. When you have these temptations, force yourself to carry the vision through. What happens the next morning after that night at the bar, or afternoon at the tailgate? How many drinks will you probably have while sitting in that lounge chair? Do these supposedly happy memories end with you passed out on the floor, fighting with loved ones, or in a jail cell? When you can see the entire story, the temptation is unlikely to be as strong. Part 3. Building a support network. 1. Seek out professional help. You can become addicted to alcohol without much help, but quitting and preventing relapses requires ongoing assistance. If checking into a rehabilitation center or entering therapy helped you break your addiction, continue to rely on professional resources to maintain your sobriety. If not, don't assume that you don't need any help to stay sober. The more allies you have in your fight, the better your odds of ongoing success. Working with a specialist in addiction therapy can offer many benefits for a recovering alcoholic. A good therapist can help identify your relapse determinants, which can be immediate, such as situations that serve as your triggers, or covert, such as stress and other lifestyle factors. From there, you can work together to enhance coping skills, make lifestyle adjustments, and develop urge management techniques, all of which can help you to avoid and manage relapses. 2. Surround yourself with reliable friends. When you give up alcohol, you may find that you need to give up some of your friends as well. Anyone who is not supportive of your efforts or understanding of your need to avoid situations that can trigger a relapse may need to be phased out of your life. However, truly supportive and understanding friends and loved ones can be your daily guides to continued sobriety. Developing or acting upon a strong desire to reconnect with the old gang, and the environment that comes with them, can often be a sign of relapse in a recovering addict. The best friend to the recovering alcoholic is someone who is full of encouragement, willing to speak up when you need guidance, understanding when you slip up, and who also follows and supports in you a healthy lifestyle free of alcohol. 3. Talk with others facing the same challenges. When you're dealing with any sort of addiction, sometimes you just need to talk to other people who know just what you're going through. Go to meetings or other events where you can talk to other recovering alcoholics, and keep going regularly, even during times when you feel as though you are managing your recovery well. Wherever you live, you should be able to find meetings for Alcoholics Anonymous or similar addiction support groups nearby. The internet also provides ample opportunities to connect with others like you. 4. Start the process anew each day. Recovering from alcohol addiction never ends, and relapse is never more than a few drinks away. It may be a sports cliché, but the notion of taking things day by day is essential when it comes to preventing a relapse. View each day you complete without a relapse as a victory, and the next day as a new challenge. This day-by-day perspective also means that a slip, up, or relapse is not a permanent failure. You can move past it and start the next day fresh. The only way you can fail is if you stop trying.